Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew. Oh wait, no, I don't want to record. I'm trying to get into this other thing. Sorry, my friends. This has been an interesting time. So let me get back out of this. This one right here. This one says it's got an excellent connection. So we will see if that is right. Hope so. Alright, save. Okay, so hopefully this live stream holds up a little bit better. I don't know. Like, if it starts freaking doing like the whole stuttering thing again, then we'll have to figure something else out. I'll probably just have to. I wanted to show you guys like some videos though, so that's why I wanted to do it this way, so that I could actually show you guys some stuff and like have us talk about some of these things. So let me go ahead and get this down. Let's go into YouTube. Just pop right on over into YouTube. Now we're gonna watch Alex Battaglia's Digital Foundry video on Starfield, the Starfield PC one. So let me see if you guys are actually getting some sound. Which one is this? Alright, so, man, I am going to have to pay for...
and what issues there may be, and that is what this video is going to be about today. Xbox Series X comparisons, DLSS mod discussion, my optimized settings, a breakdown of the CPU load in the game, and a discussion about the differences in performance across competing graphics cards. That's a lot to say, but before I start in the game menu, as I always tend to, I need to say something about this video to kind of set the mood. My icebreaker in this video is that while I may critique a number of aspects
Can you guys hear?
of this PC version with varying levels of harshness, regardless of his critiques, the PC version of this game is indeed the best way to play it. Full stop.
Okay, first thing I want to talk about, you guys just heard him talk about his harshness of critiques for this game. First of all, Starfield on my PC and my Xbox Series X and my Xbox Series S looks absolutely better than any Bethesda freaking game I've ever played to date. Hands down. Absolutely incredible. From the character models, like as you can see her right now, from the character models all the way down to 99% of the worlds, looks incredible. Looks incredible. So I don't understand why, unlike the support, don't have a PC, huh? Well, no, this is going to cover Xbox, Xbox as well. Let me get in there and add Xbox in there. Oh yeah, never mind. Well, yeah, we'll be talking about Xbox in here through the thing as well. But as you can see, like, if you're at home playing this game already, you're already at home, you're playing this game, you're on your Xbox or you're on your PlayStation. Oops, sorry PlayStation guys, you don't got, sadly, sad face, buy an Xbox. But if you're at home on your Xbox Series X or Series S or on your PC and you're playing this game, you can obviously see that this game looks incredible. So I don't know why he needs to harshly criticize it.
So all my critiques need to be seen through that lens. The game is eminently playable on all platforms, as John and Oliver have already said in their videos. And on PC, it's even more so the case due to higher performance potential and user configurability. But nonetheless, there are issues here
Game of the year so far
that need addressing to make the game better. An example of this nuance is that Starfield's graphical options and user experience have aspects which are good, mediocre, and it's even bad in some areas. It's good in the aspect of shader compilation stutter. The game has a rather quick shader compilation step when the game starts up that, in my gameplay experience, seems to work well. No new effects on screen triggered obvious shader compilation stutter. That does not mean, of course, that all stutter is gone, and that's something I will talk about towards the end of the video, but shader compilation appears to work well, and it is a good example of good user experience
PlayStation.
in the game. An example of mediocre.
Sorry about the PlayStation thing, my friends.
Graphical
You
settings
guys sadly
menu.
don't get
The
to.
settings are useful, as we will find out later in the video with my optimized settings analysis, but that can only be really well discerned with a scientific back and forth testing with recordings like what we do at Digital Foundry. Regular players don't analyze a game like Digital Foundry, and the options menu is not helping them get a good experience in this game. There is no preview image or real-time settings preview to get you, the player, to understand visually what each setting is going to do. There's no good way of understanding here, based on those descriptions, what may happen when you change a setting, and there's no indication about what type of
what is it?
performance impact there might be. For such a huge game, from such a wealthy studio and publisher, the lack of information in the graphical options is a large blemish, and most players won't have any idea what settings they should change to get a good experience on PC. The biggest blemish, though, is the lack of basic options. There is no field of view option in a first-person game. I can barely believe that. I mean, I was feeling nauseous at times while playing this game on PC due to
Yeah, I'm gonna save that.
claustrophobic FOV. PC games need FOV sliders, especially for first-person games. Always. It's an accessibility issue, and players shouldn't have to resort to config file tweaks or mods to change the field of view. And yes, you can find out how to do that.
Okay, I need to stop him right there, man. Because okay, when I watch like like Digital Foundry or any of these other guys, and they are talking about an Xbox game, they are always it seems like they are always looking for every little thing that they can find to nitpick. And like as we get further into this, I'll show you these things that they nitpick. And I'm putting out a video right now of Starfield with my optimized settings. It's just taken a while to get it out there. Let's see, what do we got? We've got 60 more minutes for that before it'll be ready to go, because I want to make sure that one's up at 4K. But some of the stuff that he points out, I try to show you in this video just how ridiculous it is when he zooms in at like 400% or whatever he zooms in at throughout this video. So there's like some things that we're going to talk about. We're just going to watch this. And then we'll talk about all of the critiques and everything that he goes out of his way to find.
Online, very easy. Similarly, there's no anisotropic filtering option. The game has weirdly poor texture filtering at times, even at the highest settings. So why is there no option to tweak that in-game? Another issue is that forcing it in the control panel can show strength.
How many of you guys are going to stop and stare at that thing just like that? You know what I mean? Like, how many people are going to stop and stare at this
with
stuff?
The shadows at times. So I can't necessarily recommend forcing it in the control panel to fix the issue. Now, as many in the audience know, Bethesda games are prized for their modding and modability, but the ability to go out of the menu and invest in online mods or out-of-game tweaks to make the experience better is actually a problem on Starfield and PC, as mods are covering basic user experience essentials. FOV falls under this category, as does high dynamic range rendering. The game just doesn't natively support HDR on PC at all, even though it does on Xbox.
Ooh, boy.
And even then, the game's SDR grading, which is used for auto HDR...
Oh, look, there's my buddy Gaming Tech.
Most
Digital Foundry's
look gray, and they lack much
featuring my
any
buddy.
contrast. For gaming on an OLED display, for example, this game looks pretty bad, I would say, in terms of color.
Let's talk about the HDR for this for just a minute, guys. HDR in Starfield. I would consider myself one of them like HDR, like, oh my gosh, I love HDR type people. I would definitely consider myself one of those type of guys. And the overall my overall view of this game, I think, in my opinion, the atmosphere of this game has places that look absolutely incredible, but then it also has places that, like, the different, you know, shades and the different things that they used in the creative process makes those places stand out even more than I think they would have with, like, really sharp, crisp textures and like realistic look. Well, I say realistic, but anything HDR, unless it's on a movie or something, anything HDR on a video game and having it look realistic is gonna always come down to, like, the users, like the user's own opinion, what they're perceiving. And for me, the overall perception I got from Starfield is like, wow, this feels like space. Like, I liked the way that they did things a little bit more than what it normally would look like in some games that have, like, really appealing looking HDR that you're like, oh my gosh, that looks incredible. Like, I do like the style they went with on this game.
Are looking to fix color grading by changing the
I don't know, man. People are, like, all over it. This guy's like, yeah, I gotta get all these mods and stuff. So, like, look at this right here. So this here is what it looks like in like normally. This here is here's their fix for it. You see what I mean? Like, look at this compared to this. This right here, I like this atmospheric look a whole lot better than I do this. This here looks video gamey. This looks like high production, freaking, like, yeah, dude, let's get these guys into the atmosphere of being in space or being in a Bethesda game. This looks creepy, scary, lonely. This looks like every other damn video game out there. Do you see what I mean? This looks good. This looks like it's... I don't like this look. I don't like the way this looks. I like the way this looks. I like the obscured look to this game with the it's almost like colorful air. You see how it looks like colorful air, whereas this right here just looks like every other video game. This looks like video gamey. This looks freaking awesome. I don't know, man. Is it just me? Gaming Tech, my dude, he said on Xbox Series X to put 30 in fine-tuned dark area for HDR on OLED.
Doing basic leg
I like the way this one looks. See,
then there's the most...
I like this. I like this look to this. I like that. It's almost like colorful air. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like the air is like you could see the air. I do like that. I like that look for this game. And I don't like it in some games, but this one here, it's got that Death Stranding look to me, and I really like that. I really like that. This is like an artistic choice, man.
The work here in this game to get the game better at launch, and that is by adding in DLSS and XeSS. Back in the beginning of the year, I made a PC port manifesto video where I described.
I made a video saying that I gotta have DLSS and everything. I gotta have DLSS and everything because my Nvidia graphics cards just can't push high resolution rasterization and all that other stuff without it. Like, okay, I mean, like, dude, there's lots of games that we get that aren't actually. It's like they don't even try to fine tune. Like you can tell in Starfield that they fine tuned our fidelity FS, whereas most games they just don't even fine tune it. They're just like, ah, whatever. But they always go out of their way to fine tune DLSS. I like this game. Surprise me. This game is absolutely awesome. Yeah, I'm an AMD fanboy. You can't be neutral for any companies. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a neutral. Why would I be a neutral? For DLSS, you have to download a mod, apparently.
Support all vendor upscalers to ensure a great experience across all.
I just think it's funny how like these guys go out of their way to knock AMD like all the time, but then when something good comes out for AMD, they just sit and criticize it. They just criticize it. There's no
is a really easy thing to do.
There's no way for them to just be like. There's no way like I don't understand why this review couldn't just come out and be like, hey man, because me personally, I'm not going to mod my games. You know, I mean, like, there's a lot of PC gamers out there that are probably not going to mod their games. So like, why not just come out and like cover this the way it's supposed to be covered? It has that same look as the light. Yeah, exactly. It has that look to it. Starfield has that look to it, like almost all the time. That like you can just feel the atmosphere. It is so freaking cool. What's up, Gamer for Life? Saturday night. Yeah, it is kind of.
The game launching though, modders had already added in DLSS and XeSS, and I opted to use the FSR2 bridge mod.
So now this is the part of the video where he's going to go on about DLSS and DLSS and DLSS, and it gets so annoying, man. Look how much better DLSS is it? Because, like, watch. We're just going to watch this now. I'm going to shut up for a minute. We're just going to watch this part. Because this is so annoying.
What DLSS adds to the experience. And boy, oh boy, based on the number of
bought it on Steam, nice.
Of those DLSS and XeSS mods and the visual impact on display, there's quite a situation on hand here. Put simply, people want DLSS or XeSS in a game like this to make sure the game looks and runs best on their hardware. And FSR2, in spite of its cross-vendor compatibility, is...
Why do we need to zoom in 50 freaking %? Why do we... I mean, look at that. They both almost look identical. They both have artifacting. They both look fuzzy. They both have, like, these little freaking... like these little lines right here. Like, how are we supposed to tell that is better zoomed in at 50% scale? Like, how is the DLSS in this picture any better, guys? Please tell me that. Like, what is he trying to show that looks way better from one to the other, man? Like, I don't get it.
Just not what people want, Universe.
Oh, the flickering. It flickers. Sorry, guys. I guess it flickers over there when you zoom in. I guess it flickers a little bit when you zoom in.
Runs best on their hardware. And FSR2, in spite of its...
When you zoom into 50%, you can see it flicker a little bit, guys. So that automatically means that FSR2 is trash. And because DLSS doesn't flicker, it's okay. But look at this image side by side and tell me that even really matters. Does that even really matter? Are you going to ever zoom this game in 50% while you're playing to see the flicker on the other side? You know what I mean?
Cross-vendor compatibility.
Oh, look, it flickers a little bit, but it doesn't flicker. It still crawls.
Objective quality.
The pixels still crawl, Mr. Battaglia. When you're looking at that, you can still see the pixels crawling right here, buddy. You can still see them crawling all over the place, shifting side to side. I don't understand why they talk so much trash about FSR. FSR2 is fucking $500 cheaper than Nvidia. On their top end card, a 4090 versus a 7900 XTX, you get a little bit of flicker for $500 less money. You get a little bit less. To me, it astounds me how much these guys go out of their way to kick FSR. When I was playing all of Starfield on the PC, the last thing I stopped to do was zoom in 500% to see the flicker on a little bit of on like a shadow or a straight line, guys. I'm sorry, man. The overall cost to get rid of that little tiny bit of flicker that you notice, I don't know, man. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's absolutely worth it.
FSR2 not being a best fit for every bit of hardware out there. There are
FSR2 is a perfect fit for everything, man. It's the tech that
a lot of
the
areas
developer
in the game
wanted to
FSR2
use.
kinda just falls
Oh
apart
gosh.
and has issues.
Oh gosh, look at this, man. When the camera turns at 50% scale, when the camera turns at 50% scale, you can see the freaking ghosting. You can see the ghosting. I play zoomed in 100% 5-degree FOV laser focus. Only on Digital Foundry. Look, I mean, like, look at this, dude. When you spin at 50% scale, you can see the ghosting, but you can't see it as bad over here on this side. You can still see it, like you can still see that breakup right there along the edges and all of that stuff, and the ghosting right here. But you can see it a little bit better over here. So this is trash. So buy this for $500 more, so you can have just a little bit less ghosting. You pay $500 more for $40.90 with this right here, so you can get just a little bit less ghosting at 50% scale. You can get just a little bit less, and it'll be more pleasing to your eyes. I'll tell you what, man. Like, I never noticed this ghosting on my monitor or my 4K OLED while playing Starfield at all. I didn't see any of this. I didn't see any of this while I was doing it because I wasn't playing it at 50% scale, and I wasn't slowing the thing down to like 2 or 3 frames a second like this.
And I can show that by means of
Like, let's try this again.
And there are good objective.
See, look at this. Oh yeah.
FSR2 not being a best
I wasn't
fit
running it
for
at
every bit of
50%
hardware
scale
out.
at
There are a
slow
lot of
motion,
areas in the game where FSR2
and then
just
stopping it
falls apart
mid-frame
and has
so that I could
And
see
can
it,
show that
dude.
by means of
I was just
comparison,
playing the
as
freaking
DLSS
game.
does not have these issues. FSR2,
Oh
for
my
example,
gosh.
works on all particle effect types. You can see that, for example.
Let's see. Ooh, man. Can you guys tell a difference in this stop frame, guys? Can anybody tell a major difference in a stop frame? That's why I have such a hard time watching Digital Foundry nowadays, guys. It's like the stuff that they nitpick and pull out to like show you with their 50% scale or slowed down. You don't notice this. You don't notice this while you're playing the game, guys. Like, you don't notice it. So it does get a little bit frustrating that like you're gonna watch this and he's gonna point this stuff out to you, and then in the back of your mind you're gonna be thinking, oh man, I gotta get Nvidia, I gotta have DLSS, I gotta have, and in reality, when you're playing through this game, dude, you don't notice this stuff unless you're absolutely looking for these. You don't notice it. So let's see what he's gonna show us.
FSR2 has plain to see multiple frame ghosting on any opaque object.
Okay, so that looks about the same to me.
That moves rapidly. A good example can be seen just by changing your weapon. You can see a ghost apparition of your gun in the frames after.
Now watch when he slows it down.
With FSR2, but that's not visible in DLSS.
Okay, wait, dude, you know what? When he does that at full speed, watch this,
You can
guys.
see that, for example, with this.
Thanks, Gamer for Life.
FSR2 has plain to see multiple frame ghosting on any opaque object.
Okay, now just pay attention to when he switches it at regular speed.
You can see a ghosted apparition
Where?
of your gun in the frames after changing your weapon with
Where?
FSR2, but that's not visible in DLSS. Or you can
Oh, I saw. Okay, I saw that. I saw that.
changing your weapon.
Watch.
You can see a ghosted apparition of your.
Okay, look, you can still see like this ghosted gun. Whoa, you can see it right here too? No, you can see it right here, but you can see it right here too. Are you kidding me? No, dude, look, you can see it on both sides. You can see the faint little line right here of the gun, and then you can see it over here on this side too. Faint little line of the gun. Oh my gosh, dude.
Your gun in the frames after changing your weapon with FSR2, but that's not.
Okay, look. You can kind of still see the frame right here. You can't see it over here, but you can see that. If you play this at 50% scale, then you're going to be able to see this, guys. I don't know if you're going to be able to live with this. Digital Foundry. No, man, because these guys have a lot of freaking These guys do have a lot of
visible in DLSS.
a lot of freaking
The shell cases
say.
in
Okay, no,
universally
let's look at
goes
this. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What are we
in a
looking at,
big way. Regardless
dude? Are you kidding me? Really?
of quality mode, that's something that doesn't happen with DLSS.
That's something that doesn't happen with DLSS because DLSS is just perfect, super perfect. Yeah, I don't know, man. $500 for that?
Have visible ghosting and disocclusion fizzle on and around them. This doesn't really happen with DLSS at the same quality levels. And in general, in the game, any sort of neon effect or thin geometry will flicker and alias with FSR2. And this is
Okay, let's see this part.
called
Whoa! Look at this, guys. We're going in 67% this time. We're past 50. We're going in 67% to see this shit flicker down here, bro. Oh, look. We're going in that far to see that flicker. We're going in that far to see this flicker and this not. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Alex? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Really? Look at this. Like when it's not moving, that shit looks identical to me. We're gonna go in 67, not 50, not 40, but 67% scale to see that shit flicker.
Signage there, and it has full-on flickering with FSR2 that just doesn't happen with DLSS.
It just doesn't happen with DLSS. So much perfect there, 57%. Whoa, dude, we're staying at 67. Oh, look, you can see it flicker right here. But it doesn't, it looks blurry here, but it flickers here. Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I guess a flicker or no flicker. Dude, I'm nuts. No, it doesn't have 20% better performance. Okay, let's talk about that. Joy, 20% better performance is usually like 5 or 6 frames, bro. 5 or 6 frames, really, bro? You're gonna get 5 or 6 frames for so you get 5 or 6 frames more for $500. Sorry, we'll make sure we put that in there because I've went and done my homework, bro. I've went and done my homework, and I've watched a lot of these things showing you it's got 20% more, but then when you look at the actual frame rate, it's like 5 or 6 frames, bro. I don't see that. Yeah, you don't see it on your Xbox. Of course you don't see it, man. You only see it when it's pointed out to you.
XeSS to get around those issues. And people are also going to mod in DLSS because it has greater user utility.
Yeah, 20% is really not that much, bro.
And DLSS, for example, will scale more gracefully to lower quality levels. So if you want to play the game at 1080p with DLSS, you can do that. And DLSS will offer a relatively flicker-free experience without ghosting.
So say you make $25 an hour and you get 10%. You get a 10% raise. Isn't that only like $2.50, bro? So you get so if you got 25 frames and you get 20% more, then you get literally 5 frames more. You get 5 frames more. That's 20% better. That's 5 frames, dude. Like, think about that. If you've got 100 frames and you get 20% more, then you get 20 frames. You get 20 frames more than 100. But it's usually not like that. It's usually like they're right around 50 to 60 frames, so you get like 6 frames, 7 frames, 8 frames. But you got okay, $500 for non-flicker and yeah, okay, let's see what this part is.
The same can't be said for FSR2 though, which is not as good at these lower resolutions. So DLSS mods can enable more players to get a better visual experience in the game.
Let's go back down to 59% scale.
All I just said about DLSS may sound like a lot here, but I think
you got to zoom in that far to see that.
It's important to support all vendor image.
Look at this before he zooms in. Like you can barely tell that. And then boom, like when you zoom in that far, like because you can zoom in like that on your PC while you're playing, I bet.
It's important to support all vendor image reconstruction techniques for really big AAA games.
He goes on about DLSS.
Going to depth
I mean, look at
of
that.
DLSS 3 frame
I can't really tell a
As far as I
difference.
see it,
They both are
Starfield's
blinking and
graphical
flickering and
menu
all of that.
is subpar and per default relies too much
It looked.
on the
It looked.
community to make up for
That's
its
what I don't
obvious
get, man. It's
shortcomings.
like, why go out of
It's
your
nice that the
way
community does
to
these
discredit
things, but I highly
FSR2
recommend anyone in the
when it
audience
is
to go to the
absolutely
website and
cheaper
check out what you can find
than
there.
what DLS would
Really,
cost
this
you
game should support
on an
these
Nvidia
things
graphics
like
card.
DLSS,
It is a
field of
lot
view,
cheaper.
HDR, and
Nobody
anisotropic
ever
out of
factors
the box
that
in
cost
the year
in.
2020.
So like, take it right now. Like your 4090 is what, $16.99, $15.99? I don't remember the exact number for it. But your 7900 XTX you can get for around $800 all the time. You can get for about $800 now, pretty much anywhere you go. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, $1,600, dude. That's $800 more. You don't appreciate this type of comments? Yeah. That's $800 more that you're paying for something to get 20% better performance. 20% better performance with a little bit less flicker for $800 on the top end of the cards. And then when you start to go down the stack, those changes they start to get less. They start to get less and less, and the value starts to really go in AMD's favor. The lower the pricing starts to go. You can get a 7800 XT versus like a 4070, and it's still a better choice. And as soon as like, yeah, dude, we don't even have FSR 3 yet. We're comparing DLSS 3
So
to
how
FSR
does it compare to Xbox
2.
Series
Okay,
X?
okay.
Well, one of the first differences on PC is the ability to have much faster loading. Loading the same save on Xbox Series X versus a Core i9-12900K and a PCIe Gen 4 NVMe.
It's about the pricing, man. Like the pricing is just so ridiculous, and like I get, okay, you know what, man? Like I get it, bro. If I was an absolute purist and I had the money to blow, and it wasn't like a big deal, yeah, dude, Nvidia is fine. Like Nvidia is fine if you've got the money, but to consistently degrade AMD and FSR2 in favor of something that like, you gotta understand, Alex Battaglia doesn't pay for these graphics cards, bro. They send them to him free. He gets these 4090s and all of this stuff for free. He does not pay for it. So of course it's easy to love. If he had to pay for it with what he makes, maybe he would be like, oh yeah, FSR is it's not too bad. It definitely looks better because that's what I can afford. So I mean, if you've got the money to afford Nvidia, fine, whatever. But unless, and I've said this before, unless you're buying like the top end cards from Nvidia, 4080, 4090, your results on all of this stuff are going to vary drastically. I mean, very drastically. Like a 30, like if you got like a 60 series card or a 70 series card, your performance and your overall visual quality might not line up to what you're seeing. So you're buying into a card that like you're not going to benefit from any of this anyways. Like you're not going to benefit from anything really anyways. Like you might be able to trick yourself for a while by playing some games at 4K, but you're not going to be able to do that consistently. Like, and I look back at the 30 series and the 6000 series cards from AMD and Nvidia, and we're actively seeing these 6000 series GPUs pulling ahead of the cards that they were attached to last generation when it starts to get into these newer games. We're seeing that. We're seeing 6000 cards outperform. Happen every day. Reality, it takes about 3 years to see a difference with anything. We got to use everything that the cards give. No point spending all the money. Exactly, but I don't know, C5. I just feel like dude, after going to AMD, man, and I know, I get it. I bought a high-end card whatever, like I should have good performance, whatever. And when I look back and I'm seeing like 6000 series cards and like the 7800 XT and the 7700 XT, and I'm seeing these guys all have, you know, like good performance at the resolutions that they're recommended for, that kind of makes me happy. Like, I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. When I see the 7700 XT come out and compete with the 4060, and I see the bit bus rate, and it's better on the AMD cards, that kind of stuff makes me happy, because those cards are going to last you, maybe not a lot longer, but they're definitely going to last you longer than the Nvidia counterparts, man. For more money. For more money, those Nvidia cards are going for, man. That just don't make sense to me.
That long waiting that is seen in the Xbox Series X version of the game, leading to a much snappier experience. But how does the game compare graphically? This is a great question here, as the game is very heavy on the GPU. If I load the game up on a RTX 2070 Super, a similar
using
GPU
upscaling whether we like it. No,
hardware
dude, like
class
definitely
on
we're gonna be
Xbox Series
using.
X, but I would say a bit slower, of course. If I play at the ultra settings at
This is the
4K
first and the
at
last
60
one, huh?
with a similar internal resolution,
Well, go buy an Nvidia card, bro. Nobody's stopping you. Like, go buy one. Run on over to the store and buy one right now. Slap it in your PC and enjoy your DLSS while you can. I just feel like it might right now, but as soon as, you know, like the full as soon as the full 7000 series stuff comes out, you're going to see it pull ahead a lot more, I believe.
30 FPS in the mid-20s. So obviously Xbox Series X is not going to be running ultra settings here. And getting to the bottom of what settings it is possibly using is a great way to understand how to optimize the PC version. So let us start with grass quality. Here the Xbox Series X does not use ultra or high, but rather it uses medium. That is visible by looking at the amount of grass instances being drawn.
Why does maybe it's at 1440p or something. I was like, dude, he's running this at max settings and it looks this terrible on the RTX 2070.
Performance by 15%, where grass is primarily in view and nothing else. And honestly, it's pretty hard to tell medium from ultra at a normal view distance when not looking from above.
I don't know about that, man.
Lighting is like foliage, and on Xbox Series X, the level.
He said this is at 1440p max settings.
We can see that by the shape, size, and frequency of artifacting in this shot here. The flicker and pixelization line up rather perfectly.
Ooh, I can see the sawtooths too.
Surprisingly, this is a smart
I can see the sawtooths on all of these right here too.
Sees a 7% performance uplift by dropping to medium here in this scene, which appears to be an inflection point for performance, and high barely is different than ultra. So definitely use that as an optimized setting. Another medium setting on Xbox Series X is reflections, which is visible in the quality and detail.
Yeah, dude, I don't think the developers are implementing FSR very good, Craig. I think because after seeing FSR in Starfield, bro, and a lot of other games that I've been trying it out in lately, especially RSR. With the Hyper RX, like using that, I just put out another Horizon video. You guys can go check that out. I recorded that at 4K, being downsampled from 8K. It does annoy me, man, because it makes you look for shit that you would never even look for to try to justify spending that extra money on an Nvidia graphics card, bro. You're looking for shit that you would never even notice had he not pointed it out. I promise you. Look at all of us. We've all been playing Starfield now since it came out. How much of this shit has bugged you? How much of this stuff have you seen and it drove you nuts? Please answer that. Please answer that question. I'm gonna maybe I should do like a little thing right here. Let me get over here to this page. And we'll do a thing real here. Start a poll. Okay, so I'm going to start this poll for you guys so that you guys can answer that as we're going around. So that you guys can see. I want to see if you guys have noticed any of the stuff that Alex is pointing to while you've been immersed in this video game. This is one of those things where it's like, I don't, okay, first of all, I don't disagree with him. I don't disagree with Alex or Digital Foundry often, like in their findings. Like I don't disagree that like when you got DLSS on, the picture looks good. But to what extent? To what extent is what I'm trying to get at. So let's go ahead and watch some more.
With little visual difference at most camera ranges from the cube maps, like you can see in this shot here. Forget not, the reflections in this game are generated in real time, so they are expensive to draw. Other settings on Xbox Series X are less clean cut to the PC presets.
I'll be right back,
Contact
guys.
shadows, for example, controls screen space shadows, and here the shape and coverage is most similar to PC's medium, but we can see it artifacting and flickering more than the PC version, even at a similar internal resolution. So somehow it is worse than PC medium. On PC, I would recommend medium here as it offers a little bit of performance with minimal visual differences. Shadows do not also line up with PC perfectly. Based on the resolution of a distant cascade, the Xbox Series X looks like the Ultra setting. Notice how the cascade...
I'll let Alex do the rest of the talking for us because this Xbox stuff is pretty interesting.
To a lower quality, like you can see on high, medium, or low. But close range shadows, as we see here...
Sorry guys, I need to get a drink.
I'm
yakking too much.
Closer shadow cascades have the same resolution actually as low shadows on PC. With this custom setting in mind, I actually recommend the medium setting on PC as it ups performance massively by around 40% here in this shot on the 2070 Super. And it also doesn't look too bad next to Ultra and looks nearly the same as high. High, though,
it's not ruining my experience, bro. I
I
haven't noticed any of this stuff while playing.
Lining up with PC
while playing
or variable rate it is indeed
Starfield, man. It's been an amazing experience.
This texture with VRS on, as we see in the middle, shows smudges in some of the finer distinctions in that texture.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna.
highlighted.
You're not
But
playing
it's
this game
honestly a
running
rather
around at
fine-grained
67%
It's
scale,
hard to
bro. You're
notice
not
it all
doing
on
it.
PC. Xbox Series X, though, as you can see here, actually has more degradation than PC's VRS. There are blocks of variable rate shading here that do not appear on PC on an Nvidia graphics card. So VRS appears to be slightly more aggressive on Series X. Whether you should turn
That's what I've been playing, man. I've been going back and forth between Series X and PS5. Or PS5. Yeah, dude, I've been trying to play it on my I've been trying to get on PlayStation 5 and play it on YouTube. It's just funny every time I try to move the controller, like it never does what I want it to do. So I think it's defective on PlayStation. I think Starfield's broken on PlayStation. It doesn't work. The controls don't work. The controls don't work at all.
On Xbox Series X, GTAO is even lighter than PC's low, with less coverage, even at the same internal resolution.
What I'm saying is I think that you'd be okay if you're on an Nvidia card. You can use FSR and it'll be fine. Like you're not going to notice any of this stuff.
But unlike low, it will not flicker as much in movement, and this is especially true if you're using FSR2, which will flicker in its own right anyway with that low GTAO setting.
At 59% scale, it will.
Lighting on particles, and here medium and high look practically the same to my eye. Low, though, noticeably degrades the resolution of shadows drawn across billboard particles, making them alias with bigger, blurrier blocks. XSX here looks to be
AMD
either
is too
medium or high,
red,
which look the
as I
same,
call
and
them.
for optimized
Ketchup.
settings, medium and high perform the same. And I actually do recommend medium or high for optimized.
Sapphire told you that's a normal temp?
A bit too degraded.
Well, maybe it
Blur,
is.
Based upon the amount of artifacting
That's definitely not
and
normal.
seen when motion blur is paused, it appears to be the low setting on Xbox Series X, which honestly is not easy to see in motion, even at 30 FPS. So if you want to use motion blur, I would say low is an optimized setting. The last two settings I was less certain of on Xbox Series X. Indirect lighting is most likely not the low setting, as the low setting can sometimes show obvious lower resolution aspects not seen in the other settings, like we can see on this grading here. I would also say Xbox Series X does not use the Ultra setting, as that changes the appearance of distant specular objects at times, like we can see on the far
I
right
would
here,
like to
making
see
this
game with ray tracing in it, though. Come on, dog.
So Xbox Series X is maybe medium or high, and I cannot really tell them apart.
Just take the bull with you. Just take it with you. Just take it with you.
Running the exact same between medium and ultra. It only ran slightly better on low. For me, I think think you can really use any setting here, and you can even elect to use Ultra. The crowd setting is also another mystery setting to me. All of the settings on PC and Xbox Series X show a very, very similar amount of NPCs on screen, and believe me, I counted them. And this was done after loading up the game save after a game restarts.
Are you guys even
on
answering
all
that
platforms.
question?
So I'm not exactly
can't even
sure where the
see.
difference is here in visuals for this setting. For optimized settings in this one, I found that the low setting technically offered a 3% performance increase over the course of an entire run through Aquila in the NPC-filled areas there. And this was while being CPU limited on a Ryzen 5 3600. So the setting can maybe technically help performance, assuming that is what I actually measured there, but I'm not fully convinced of it. Low is technically the optimized setting here for a CPU limited configuration.
So it sounds like this
But
is running
honestly,
better
you'd be
with
wrong if you
smart
went with high
SMT
either.
enabled
And
as
there you
well
have
on
it.
AMD
Optimized settings
Ryzen
look like this. Very
CPUs.
close to what Xbox Series X is doing. Xbox Series
So
X
that
is
makes
taking a good
me
approach
happy.
here. Most settings it adjusts do not dramatically negatively affect image quality while offering tangible performance benefits. Since this game doesn't have ray tracing, the game's highest settings definitely have issues with diminishing returns for the performance you pay for them. Altogether, while running through a scene like this one here, using optimized settings on the RTX 2070 Super at 1440p and FSR2 balance mode with 59% internal resolution saw a 45% performance improvement
Max
on
looks
average
better.
while moving, which was really
Max
nice to
settings
see.
looks
But I would
better.
say it is a bit
Optimized settings
flickery
aren't that
and
great.
blurry
No, I'm
with
just
FSR2.
joking.
With DLSS injected via a mod, the game looks a good deal better, I would say, in that same area and runs 3% better than FSR2. The last bit to cover for optimized
That looks-
settings here is
that looks
dynamic resolution scaling,
not
or
as good as
DRS, as
FSR2,
it's
bro.
available in the options menu at the top. Unfortunately, I have to report it is extremely limited.
Let's go back to that real
3%
quick.
better than FSR.
Optimized DLSS versus optimized FSR2. They both look fuzzy to me, bro. What do you guys think? I'm having a hard time seeing a major difference at 59% scale on this image. That looks like almost identical to me, bro. Like that looks identical. I notice it is faster with DLSS mod on my 2060. Plus it looks way better. Oh, 67 and up AMD, 30, 70 and up Nvidia. You're good, of course. Depends on the settings and resolution. Yeah, that's pretty much what he was saying too. Like the 37 to 67 are probably going to get you a pretty dang good 1440p outlook on this game.
The last bit to cover for optimized settings here is dynamic resolution scaling, or DRS, as it's available in the options menu at the top, but unfortunately I have to report it is extremely limited for use. It does not work with the in-game VSync off, with any external frame rate limiters or driver VSync. It only works when your frame rate dips below 30, so you can't use it to target 60 or 120 FPS or anything. When below 30, it will dynamically adjust the resolution quite well to maintain the frame rate with VSync on. It functions exactly like it does on Xbox Series X then in that manner. But as you can see in the bottom right, with the frame time graph, having it on is not frame pacing the game correctly. The line is not smooth. That is because this game does not have a frame rate limiter in the menu that works. So this feature is not useful unless you are targeting 30 FPS with the in-game VSync on and do not mind improper frame pacing.
I'm going to target 30.
Dynamic res in the
14 FPS is fine because it's a turn-based game. I know, man. I got that synced game. Maybe I'll cover
now
it.
Now is the time where I talk a bit about general GPU performance. And reading comments online and from other outlets covering the game for its technology, I see a common theme in that people generally see this game as being very GPU heavy for its visual
versus
output.
Nvidia
I tend
guys.
to agree with that sentiment. As an example,
Just
this
stop
walking area
complaining
in Neon
because
is supposed to be
Nvidia
a
bros
populated
won't
part
say
of that cyberpunk city.
with Liberty
And with my
City, they
optimized
won't.
settings at
They're not gonna
1440p,
care.
FSR2 balance mode, on the
When
RTX
Liberty City comes out at the end of this
Super,
month, dude, they're not
it
going to
runs
care.
at just a bit above
They're going to be
60
like, just buy an
FPS.
Nvidia graphics card. You have
Performance that you
the
are
ray
seeing. In
tracing.
my mind's eye, I kind of want to say no, because I think of something like Cyberpunk 2077, where
It's
in
a
similar
lot better
scenarios,
with
and my
DLSS
Alex's
compared.
optimized settings with that same FSR2 balance
Better
mode
than
at
native
1440p,
on this game. game.
Well, I see
just
a
being
game there that
honest.
looks similar.
I'm
in
pretty
visual
sure it is,
style
but
and
if you don't
feature
got
set,
access to
graphics, but it's running
DLSS,
a good
it's
deal
not
better
going
on this
to.
2070
It's not going to
Super
matter.
than Starfield is. And these shots of Cyberpunk I'm showing here on the
I
right
don't see.
also have
I don't know,
ray
man.
traced
It looks
local
pretty
shadows
damn good to me
enabled as well.
on
So a
with
game
FSR.
Ray tracing is running better than
I'm not
Starfield
noticing all
without
the
ray tracing.
flickerness that Mr. Battaglia is.
And really not even
But
fair. I
all
think
right, let's.
maybe does sit.
He's already done with. Well, he's already done with the stuff that I was interested in listening to. But I don't feel like I feel like they go too far out of their way to criticize FSR when it looks just fine, man. Like, it looks just fine. I've got a video going up that you guys can watch from my very own catalog of games. Let's see. 90 minutes still. Why does it take so long for these to upload? Okay, yeah, I can. I'm dropping this. I'm dropping the Starfield video now because it is fully uploaded and ready to go at 4K. I was supposed to have that video up yesterday, but I came home from work and I was just too tired. I was just too tired yesterday, so I just went to bed. My card has never had a hotspot so high. Yeah. Oh man, let me go back over here to this one. Close. Okay, let's see. Where were we at? Criticize FSR because it's something that free for everyone and it's so consumer friendly. Well, yeah, I mean, like, you can use FSR on every card. You can use FSR on every card. So the constant criticism that comes out of people for FSR, when FSR is done good in a game like Starfield, it looks significantly better than when it's just slapped in there as like, oh yeah, here, give this a shot. You know what I mean? Like, FSR looks better in Starfield than it did in it looks better in Starfield than it did in what's it called? Jedi Survivor. Like, I could see like visual noise like literally right in front of me. And I was like, oh boy. I was like, oh gosh, dude. Oh man, I can't even move that pole. It's like right down at the bottom where everybody... Oh, I'm not modding it. The game looks fine for me. Goes to 79C and 4K ray traced. Okay, yeah, like, nobody says that DLSS isn't better than FSR2. Nobody's saying that. I don't think anybody on the planet is saying that FSR2 is better than DLSS. But do you really want to pay that much for DLSS? I mean, it's up to you guys. I'm just trying to tell you that, like, in my opinion, I don't think FSR looks bad compared to DLSS. I do not think it looks bad at all. In certain games, like, it looks just as good to me from my eye, from a normal viewing distance. You have video, and they are looking at things that no one can make out. Yeah, exactly, man. Everything that I've went through and I've seen in my whole gameplay, my 50 hours of gameplay, bro, never once was I like, oh yeah, dude, I need to zoom in 600% so I can see the flicker in the back. I do think that FSR2 implementation in Starfield is probably the best I've seen yet. The DLSS mod sometimes crashes. You have a water-cooled nitro? Nice. The modder will fix it someday. You got to pay for it first. Did I even download that yet? I got to download this synced game so I can make a video for you guys. They gave me access to this a long time ago. And I thought it was cool back then, so I want to see what the full game's like. Go ahead and install that to the fast drive. It's made by let's go into the store page real quick. It's made by it's got mixed reviews. It's made by Next Studios. Next Studios. I actually did play a little bit of it. Didn't seem very, very bad to me. But that was a while ago. I'm not against using mods. I just don't have no desire. Like, yeah, I'm not against them. I just. Oh, all right. I've tried. I tried mods on Skyrim. And it broke the game for me. And I was just like, this sucks, dude. Because you got to, like, figure out, like, some kind of order or something to put them in. And I just wanted to play the game. And it was getting irritating. So I just don't care for mods, man. It just seems like a whole lot of extra tomfoolery just to make your game work. So I don't know. I like native resolution, but I also like the way the FSR and DLSS can get rid of like the stair stepping and stuff like that, and get rid of some of that. I'll tell you what, man, playing in VSR, virtual super resolution, having a game at like 4K downscaled to 1440p to me looks better than any of them. That looks better than any of them. If DLSS is so easy to mod in, why didn't Bethesda just put it in there? FSR is good and it's free. $2K mods. Oh wow. See, I was playing it on the Xbox though. I think I was playing it on the Xbox Series X or Xbox One X or something. I don't remember. Yeah, you have to add them one by one. I played around with that for a little while and I was like, dude, I don't like this. I don't like this. It's not doing what I want it to do. It's not making the game look better than what it's not making it. It wasn't doing a whole lot to satisfy my overall visual wants and needs for it. So I just kind of wrote. So I'll be honest, I just kind of wrote freaking mods off, man. Like I don't. But then I'll see like some really cool mods on some other stuff, and then I start thinking, man, maybe I do want to try it again. But I don't know. I don't know. I'd probably have to. I just don't. Man, I don't have time to sit and play with mods most of the time, to tell you the truth. I'm already so busy, and I bought all this stuff for Assetto Corsa, and I can't seem to figure out how to even get those working, so I just don't even care. Why? Oh, I did play No Man's Sky. I have No Man's Sky. Ray Recon, basically RT will look different now for both cards. Do you think that changes anything for AMD? I don't know. Done it. It's a 24-hour job to do. I know. I do agree, man. Bethesda probably should just put it in there and implement it themselves. But maybe they don't like the look of it or something. Maybe it's just not for them. Maybe they're focusing on the tech that's in the Xbox, bro. Like, I don't know. $1440p monitor, carbon. I am getting ready to go on a mission with the lady, the Constellation. Nice. Compared to modern PC, Starfield doesn't have XeSS and DLSS. Yeah, it is kind of weird. I think they should have it. I don't have a problem with them putting it in there. All I really care about is Forspoken and FrameGen. I want to see how that works. I want to see if they remove that 120 FPS cap for it too. If they had removed that cap, I might actually just play it at 1080p, man. I'm only using DLSS 2 and 3 mods. Do wish they add in future as well as a fix for the HDR. I don't have a problem with the HDR. I think the HDR looks fine to me. I like the look of Starfield with the way it looks. Driver FrameGen version that works in all games. FrameGen and older games will work great. My 240. Yeah. Why would they block it? I don't think AMD said they didn't block it. It's up to Bethesda to put it in there if they want to. And if they don't want to put it in there, fine, they don't. I'm not. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, I think Cyberpunk 2077 should run way better on my card than it actually does. To be completely honest with you, but. It doesn't, and it's all sponsored by. Stop playing Starfield. I'm about 50%. My friends list are playing it also. Playing on Series X at work for nights and 4090 at home. It's not bad. It actually runs just fine on the. It actually runs just fine. Let me go back over here to the YouTube thing and see what you guys have said about the. So it looks like 32% of you guys have noticed. The other 68% have not noticed. I'm sorry, I need to get rid of that so when I'm over on the Streamlabs thing, I can actually see what you guys are saying. Because I'm like way behind. What's up, Jay? Oh, or is it a deal they have with AMD? No, AMD's already come out and said that it's up to Bethesda. They can put it in there or not. But it's not working properly. I think it was taxed 0.5 to 1 point for being Xbox exclusive. No big deal. As it is too. Love it. I do. I like the way it looks, man. I don't get this whole thing over the HDR. Maybe I'll make a video on it with my feelings about it. As it didn't even include an FOV slider. Now that there could definitely be something that they should put in there. And Starfield, I don't like it. Dude, I've played Starfield on my ROG Ally with the, and after I get used to it, it's fine. Let's check out this synced game. Let's see if I can even play this one. while we're streaming. I don't know if it's going to have like a thing in here or not. Gotta put in my information before I let you guys see. Sorry, guys. Okay, so obviously that one there. Duh. Okay. Oh man, I turned off the we'll get that back on there for you guys, but we're gonna move this over to here somewhere. What freaking screen is it on, dude? Is it on my 4K? Oh no, there it is. Oh. What the heck? Let's see if the game will even launch, man. Warning, please read before playing. So we're going to check out this game for just a minute and see how well it works. I don't know why the frame rate on screen monitor's not on, but it should be. Come on, dude. This is getting annoying, man. Keeps freaking just dying. We might not be playing this game at all. Ever. We might just completely ignore this one. Because if it doesn't play this time, dude, we're just done with it. Yep, we're done with it. I'm gonna delete it. I'm not even gonna try that one again. Okay, synced isn't working right now. It's probably because I'm live. And it's an online only game, so we'll just play it later. I'll just play it and make a video. You can edit the files. See, I don't know how to do that. Saw the initial CGI trailer. I had a vision for the game. First showcase, I was disappointed. Then seeing it now, it's everything I imagined and more. Lighting is top notch. Cream of the crop. I think so. PC Game Pass Cloud syncs were up to date. Where they had a button like Steam to force a sync. Yeah. That was fun. Yeah, I know. I was trying to see if that game would work. I'll probably just have to make a video of it. I liked it when I played it when they but it was just such a small little slice that they gave me that I just didn't make a whole bunch of content for it. But this is free to play. Synced is free to play. And it is pretty cool looking the graphics on it were pretty nice looking. So it might be something to play if you're on a PlayStation. Oh wait, you can't play it on a PlayStation either. It's only on PC. I'm sorry. That's so bad. But all right, my friends, I'm gonna go. I was gonna play some more Starfield tonight. I just took a nap half the day and was making some videos, so we'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming and hanging out, watching that Alex Battaglia video with me, being mad at me because I don't think Nvidia is worth as much as they say they are. I don't know. I don't know. Starfield, Liza P, Remnant 2, and Armored Core. What a year to be a gamer. Oh yeah, man. This is a good year so far for games. I've had a lot of good ones that I've played this year so far. But you guys have fun, man. We'll see you guys later. Maybe I'll do another live stream tomorrow.